versus JSG right here.
Oh no, this is naps. I'm fucking absolute fucking awful. Just
Top
straight.
2 of the pool though.
Oh, this is gonna be fucking. I think I've talked to JSG a few times, so it's not even like. I didn't talk to JSG before. Like I'm now hate him. I haven't talked to Skidren as much, but like this is gonna be fucking. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just like this matchup is is.
It's very
like I take
this
Adderall
like flossing your teeth. It's something you kind of have to do.
Unfortunately, bro, because I take Adderall and then this is gonna be have to take Xanax instead. Like this is gonna be this is a slowdown. Like,
yeah.
So how's the weather? I'm joking. But the thing about Smash 4 is that like by the end it looked like okay. It really felt kind of annoying, especially because by the end like everyone just because what happens at the beginning of the game, people just not just that, but also because at the beginning of the here's the thing. That's the crazy thing about any video game is that initially it starts campy, then people figure out how to combo, and then eventually goes really aggressive for a while, and then by the end of the metagame everything's campy again because people found out the countermeasures to the aggressiveness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like in Melee, for example, at the beginning of the game, yeah, no one was specifically camping. Like mainly
they were just playing.
You know what I mean?
Like they didn't know any better.
Yeah, they didn't know any better because they didn't know the combos.
They didn't know the movement.
Texo wasn't that great. Like Ken literally invented chain grabbing in 2005. Like we literally didn't even know like the super like normal stuff we do now. You know what I mean? And so until about the Smash documentary, the meta actually got really aggressive. Like everyone remembers the Genesis 2 Grand Finals. That shit was literally just Armada and Mango just running into each other essentially. Like outside of like when 100 Box and Armada would do like Young Link, fucking Jigglypuff, and like fucking timers, like just timers all the game. Like even some of the more defensive matchups usually would be decently quick. Like none of the games dragged on. Most of the games are fairly fast, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens is that around 2015 or so, shield dropping becomes very common, right? So then it makes it more defensive. And then people found countermeasures to shield dropping, so they made it more aggressive. Then people started doing more consistent crouch cancels, and like ASDI and fucking slide offs. So now we're in like a slightly more defensive meta. Still have combos, but you're not getting fucking West balls like fucking shine chains into like down airs anymore like you used to, because people know how to fucking get out of that shit now. Like you have to, you're gonna get a combo, you have to like hard read like SDI and fucking space well to avoid getting like responded from crouch cancel and shit. Like
it feels like just new stuff gets unlocked in Melee every like few weeks now.
At least it's not like this team gets buffed every 24 hours. That type of fucking corny ass meme.
It's like the game just like slowly becomes slightly more defensive every
yeah, eventually at some point we're gonna figure out a way to beat crouch cancel or at least counteract it. Like for example, people used to OMS attack regularly, but then people figure out like, oh, you can just use another attack when they're OMS attacking, right? So it stacks the knockback, so that's like another counter, and then people realize ways to fucking mix that up, like a spot dodge or something like that. So people are always figuring out countermeasures to like the original plan, right? And so eventually, and right now we're in like a somewhat more defensive, but not the most defensive though. It's not as defensive as like Armada H-Box, always going like 30 minutes, game fucking 10, like.
We do not have Puff and Peach like at the top of the meta.
Absolutely not, yeah. And so like in that sense, right? We don't even, and it's not like certain periods where everyone go and Fox against H-Box because no one else was willing to develop the Puff matchup in the same way.
Yeah.
Like no one was willing to try like Yoshi Puff until the last few years. No one was willing to try Marth Puff for a few years. No one was trying Sheik Puff for a while. Like so everyone just devolved and just going Fox because Fox does win the matchup convincingly. So it's like, okay, I'll just go this character, right? Yeah. So we're no longer that type of metagame. So there's a bit more, especially last year. Last year there's so much variety in like the games and stuff. I felt like every character had like some variety, stuff like that. This is a bit of a down year in that sense. But one Prance is like, that's the Rishi, yeah. That's the Junebug.
Oh wait, no, Junebug. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Rishi has a secondary dunk on, that's why I got confused. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like
the guy who got ranked.
Yep. Yeah. There might be a few other DKs in the top 100 too. So
as far as I'm aware, just Junebug.
No, Quang might there, aka Kyle McDator. You know about him. He's into a few majors. He did okay. Might make top 100. At the bottom, I think maybe like one of the DK might there, but at least I know June's there probably, and then
June is for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah,
and then maybe one other. So might see 2 DKs in the top 100, just so y'all know. But that's the point, right? What I'm saying is that like naturally over time, the game becomes defensive because people find out a way to beat the offensive measures, And the defensive measures, like, it's always like fucking finding out like ways to counter that, like a continuous RPS simulator of sorts.
Yeah.
But right now this might be timeout range.
Yeah, we could be in a timeout range.
Does not kill. There's actually not that much like, especially if like JSG is being really passive, which I understand.
Yeah.
Because like JSG only was when
feels
you
like
me.
JSG's playstyle.
Yeah.
Okay, there's
Because
this.
his thing is, JSG's not that far behind. He's like 2 neutral wins really. Like this is not that big of a gap.
Yeah.
Bro, they are just spot dodging, bro.
Yeah, this is movement.
They're moving around each other. I mean, it is Dreamland, but
yeah. I really like Skidren. Skidren feels like he has like those down B guys on point. Like they're always
true.
I say as he misses one, but
but remember, keep in mind Skidren's winning, so there's no point in like being as pinpoint precise.
Yeah, and like he's still in the lead here. He can take his time. I don't think this is really going to be in timeout territory though. With the offensive that he's just put on, it's a clinic, bro. Oh, big up smash. That was super risky.
Mm-hmm.
Up there.
That's the kid. Oh.
Isaac up there is always like just outside.
Keep in mind we might have a 2 stock and there's like not even 2 minutes left on the clock. Like we're actually like kind of running low. Especially if JG needs to make this comeback. This game's probably over, but if JG needs to make the comeback, he has to kind of make it now.
Yeah, he has
There's
to
only 90 seconds. There's 90 seconds left. He's down. That's game.
That's it.
Yeah. That was a 2 stock with 90 seconds left.
That was close.
The timer almost ran out, bro. That was not even a last on game.
We spent 6 minutes on the first game.
Bro, it's not even about that. Like if this was like a really close, like both around like mid 1 stock, I kind of get it, but it wasn't even close. That close. At the end, like Skidren figured it out. Like
yeah.
This next game might be faster because it is Smashville. The stage is length, but the key content at the side blasters aren't that big, in my opinion. I don't feel
yeah,
that.
some people are gonna be dying. Yeah.
A bit faster, like
comparative to Dreamland at the very least.
Compared to Dreamland, at least, obviously. It's like saying that, like, oh my, never mind. I was gonna say something weird, but never mind. But like, yeah, it's like saying that, like, oh, someone with a broken arm can't throw a basketball as well as I do. It's like,
yeah, it's like, yeah, kind of.
Kind of, and not.
That's the extreme.
Yeah. Like, not like I'm more talking about like sprained arm, not like oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean, like a deformity. But that's a clean stock. What? Ichigo is fucking. Ichigo got the weights on,
so
bro.
Heavy, bro.
Ichigo got the fucking weights on.
Also, that was a huge.
That power shoe was mad.
I like the dash attack to get underneath.
Is there no jump?
Yeah, they're just playing very passive here. Oh, and the up smash.
Clean.
Kill. All right.
That was a necessary lead. Skidren
had
a really good start. Skidren had a really good start, like, and because of the early percents, right?
Yeah. Oh, he saved him right there. Yeah, this is a little bit more percentage. And that's what sucks about getting hit by up B at low percents. You just take 20.
Yeah, unless you're like super floaty like Puff or like Peach, where you can kind of maybe SDI out until like half the amount.
Got the grab.
Got it.
That didn't kill.
What?
He's at 219.
My man's out here eating grits, bro.
Oh, there we go. Down air, down smash. Died at
246. Mad, bro. Bro, this is where I would play the defensive game last game. The reason why the defensive game failed is because at the end, Skidren like ran away with the last stock. Like before the last stock, oh my, no DI. Oh, Isaac's a light character. Shut up, bro. Like I don't want to hear it, bro. Ichigo F smash like kills. That shit didn't even kill. Next to the ledge, bro.
Okay, mistimed the down air there. That was a bit big. And now it's like even again.
That's...
No, not gonna kill. Isaac up air like never kills. Unless you're really close to the blast line. Yeah. Like, it's just not it. Okay, good roll. Oh,
in
there.
Live.
Oh, that was like right at the end of the vine there.
Bro, Vine can be really annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think Isaac is as broken as I used to think, but like, bro, Vine is still unreal. Like,
It is, yeah.
even with me, like, kind of understanding Isaac a bit more than I used to, but Vine is not fair in any context like this.
Absolutely
Like,
not.
like Guy is also not fair either, but like, at least I know that like it is hard move to even use, so the reward should be fair enough. But like,
Yeah. We're about even stocks, getting close to 4.5 minutes here.
yep,
We're not on pace for a timeout.
not quite. We're like about a minute off ish.
Yeah, we need them to like play a bit more neutral for like a minute, yeah. Or for this to look like what it was last game, but they're, yeah. Like this just kind of seems like the type of neutral that this just is, where it's like kind of slow, but it's like, you know.
Yeah.
It's Isaac, you know. You can't really go like too quickly with an Isaac game. I really gotta like. I want to practice Isaac at some point. Like, he just seems like a pretty fun character, honestly. Like, that's just me personally, but. Oh,
Okay, not ready.
3.5 minutes. JSG on the verge of losing this one too.
Right now, this is like fucking Pixel's Gali at home right now. Where Gali loses almost every time.
Yeah.
This is painful.
This is Pixel versus Godly, but it takes slightly longer.
True.
And also Godly's win the matchup here. Asterisk. Oh, yeah. I thought he didn't charge it for long enough for a second there, but did
This is another game where, again, for like 3/4 of the game is close, and then last stock, like Skidren just figures it out.
Yeah. Like JSG has a head of momentum at the beginning, but he just doesn't really run with it anywhere.
Yeah.
So here we go, game 3, Yoshi's and the Sora pick.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you just cannot keep up, so fair enough.
Yeah. And this is, as far as I'm aware, JSG's main, so.
Yeah, I know. I remember casting for, I think it was MSS ANZ, I believe.
Yeah, MSS ANZ. He ran through that with, I think, like, Wario? And Sora and Ichigo? I can't really remember.
Oh my god, he almost died.
That was good drift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My god, that, not great DI actually.
Nah. Alright, freeze up smash, that's a clean 30. I think he wanted to run to the edge of the stage and snap there instead of the on stage. That one he got. Yeah, that's the tricky part with a good Isaac, is when they like get that hand down and then you are just kind of stuck there. You don't know what to do. You just have to respect hand and then back off. He could grab out of that? Man. Alright. Okay, that should have been a fair.
Nice.
Still gets the kill though.
It's still not looking that much better, but
He whiffed a grab inside his shield.
that was up there.
Maybe it wouldn't have hit, I have no idea, but
That's a fair point. Well, that was
Yeah.
a weird hit.
it might have also been a miss input, who knows. But yeah, it is what it is. For now, JSG is still alive, and
He's bringing this back. He's earning like nice credit here, but
yeah.
oh,
Oh no! That's a huge flow right there. Now's the time where JSG gets some extra cred. Or dies, I guess. There's kind of some more neutral going on. I don't have too much to say here.
pretty close so far off Skidren with a nice sequence there to pull the lead.
I mean, historically, I believe JSG has the up on Skidren, but he also, I believe this is like his first tournament since the second Brummit, which was a year ago. Or no, he entered another tournament, like some ANZ major that would classify it as, in like maybe March, maybe May, but like still, it's been a while since we've seen him in tournaments.
It's been 7 months. Okay.
Yeah. Like JSG's the guy that just like. There's always like that kind of figure in every like SFT community where like they don't show up all the time. But when they do show up, they are really good and they still have like their own skills.
So it's like Shy Guy King.
Yeah, or like JSG is the ANZ Zaire, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Or like K41 in EU, Jamie.
Oh, okay. Bro, I'm sorry. I have a story about Jamie.
Yeah.
I hope this game. I hope like. Oh my God, Jesse, don't SD, please. So Jesse, I hope that Jesse wins the game. But it's a brief story. When I got back, I knew Jamie obviously because he's very old school. I was playing Jamie in friendlies. Okay, it's a clean game. End to game 3 right there. He figured it out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to game 4. But Jamie, I was just playing against him, and he was absolutely rolling me. Like it was not even close. So I'm like, bro, Jamie's old school, bro. I'm not even that good, bro. And like, bro, so clearly my mindset was like off at that time. I'm assuming Jamie still can play the game at a reasonable level, but
he won Summit EU Summit 3 this year, so like,
yeah. So clearly I'm like, I just gave him too little credit, but that's just kind of like a mini story about
Jamie's just like
legend in the game, obviously been around for so long.
Yeah, they've been around for so long that like you never really lose the talent.
True, you never lose the reflexes, the practice regimen. That makes sense. You never lose the ability. Like he never fully fades out. Maybe it's like it's a bit like behind you. It's not quite in clear view in the same way. Maybe it's a bit blurry, but you never lose it. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I want to talk about something though. If we want to talk crazy statistics with like those sorts of players, K41 has entered about 6 or 7 tournaments in EU ever since Region Lock. And has won every single one of them.
Mad.
Yeah. That's just a crazy stat to me. I don't know.
When was the last time this person entered?
2022. He won the first summit, which was like in February, and then since then has not really been playing in tournaments. So.
Yeah. So at some point, K41 got to get off the throne. At some point.
Yeah.
Like to kind of like challenge again.
Champy won like more tournaments. He has more tournament wins to his name than K41 does.
But again, it's like one of the situations where if that reminds me of a situation related to Counter-Strike, I will not. Again, if you're not interested, then you can. But it's like the greatest global offensive, counter global offensive of all time easily is obviously Straws. Like Promise Straws with Magus, Device, Japriz, Zipnix, Glaive, and Coach Sonic, etc. Right? And so their prime was around late 2018 up to about the Katowice major around like March 2019. Right? They lost like from around like March side, so I think it was about April to about March the next year, so about 11 months. They got like 7 series, and they still lost like 4 tournaments. Like they were like winning almost everything, right? There was like no real rival. They beat everyone's ass. Like there's no real rival, right? Then around that period, they started to go to less events, right? Because like contractual things, because of fucking, it's complicated to why they did it, but like TLDR, they felt quote unquote burned out, which was fair because if you win every tournament, you're playing the most matches, you're playing most of the tournaments, right?
You have no
reason why, like,
reason or like anything to prove yourself like, after that.
Not just that, but also because the reason why, like, for example, Straw's burned out, but not any of the previous all-time greats, because they won everything, so they play the most matches. They're in every semifinal or final, right?
Yeah.
So they play all the matches, right? And they only skip like 1 or 2 events. So you go to almost all the events. You're playing all these games, then you're gonna be burned out. Like,
yeah.
That's why it's actually impressive that like players like Mango can be the best in the world on like multiple different eras. Because when you're the best, you play all the matches. You're playing the most tournaments. You're very active, right?
And you also like just because Mango has such an impressive like losers resume, that's even more impressive.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Just have the fortitude to go through all that.
Bro, Skidren just ran with this fucking game. This is over. Like, remember JS? Remember when she had a good start and then Skidren just figured it out? I don't know what the fuck happened in the midpoint of this game, but she's gonna have to pull a miracle and nothing less to make this work. But
it's not looking the greatest. It does take the stock there, but like, still
way too big of a gap. And Isaac is not possible to combo him. He is just simply too light. But
yeah, we are still building percentage over here, looking like Lincoln Logs.
But back to what I was trying to say, right? And so Charlotte were playing every match essentially, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that should have killed hit. And so they eventually took a break around like the summer or so, and the previous second best team, Team Liquid, who used to literally lose to Charlotte every time. I think they were like 0 and like 11 in best of 3s or best of 5s. Like they were like 0 and like 10 or something like that. They played 11 series against them and lost every single time. Even when they wouldn't even play, sometimes they would even play a semifinal final against someone who is a Charlotte, and they would just lose. Like they just couldn't win a tournament, right? They had like a lot of choking problems, right? So around this period, around the summer, so like Liquid destroyed everyone for like a whole summer, right? They won the Intel Grand Slam, they won like 5 events in a row, they lost like 1 grand final of like 6 grand finals, like they won like essentially everything, right? Yes, technically they did beat Astralis. Like you say, oh, they didn't dodge them entirely, right?
Yeah.
But Astralis were not as active. Okay, this is the end of the set.
Yeah.
But right, so yes, technically yes, they did get the monkey off their back. They beat them in a series, right? But the problem is that like, you know what I mean? Like it's a bit, you have to put the asterisk next to it because you didn't beat the quote unquote real Astralis in the same way, right? The wins are wins. You beat everyone else's ass, but like what makes it kind of like a debate is that like after the player break and heading to the next major, like Astralis beat Liquid again, and like Astralis would be the best in the world again by the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
So the debate, because like the historical importance of some of the greatest teams of all time and stuff like that is, was Liquid ever really the best, or was just Astralis like just taking a break? Like that's essentially what it is. Like in the sense of like to champ, yes, he's winning more than fucking K41, but if K41 doesn't lose and beats everyone else, then is K41 still? Yes, when it comes to the concept of the year, yes, the champ be better because you have to go to the tournaments.
Yeah.
But you have to keep that fucking asterisk in mind that like, oh, they 0 fucking whatever record against K41 or something like that.
Yeah.
In that context, right? That's kind of the fucking point I was trying to make. But
Such a good win. 3-1.
That was convincing, but
Yeah.